So the other day, it was October 21st, 2015, and that marked Back to the Future Day. So if you guys didn't know, that's the day when Marty McFly and Doc Brown travelled into the future to October 21st, 2015, and basically up the whole space-time continuum. This got me thinking about time paradoxes. So time travel is an interesting concept. Being able to travel back in time and witness the evolution of man, animal and technology, or being able to go straight to the future and see yourself when you're older, is probably something that everyone has fantasized about. But what would this going back and forth do to the whole universe? The temporal displacement in the space-time continuum would cause a time paradox, the result of which would result into mass destruction and potentially destroy the entire universe as we know it. But granted, this is the worst case scenario. It will only be localized to our galaxy only, so that's a relief. Well, this whole time paradox thing, it got me thinking, if we hadn't been visited by people from the future yet, does that mean time travel will never be invented? Well, think about this. If we do invent time travel in the future, then somebody from the future would have come back into our present. But since this hasn't happened yet, will we ever invent time travel? But who's to say it hasn't already happened yet? Who is to say that the people we walk past every day on the street, who's to say that the teachers in your classroom aren't from the future? Who's to say that your own bloody mom isn't from the future? Here's a question for you. Could you travel back in time and prevent yourself from ever being born? Alright, picture this. A guy named Smith travels back in time and kills his grandfather before his grandfather has a chance to meet his grandmother and thus create his father. But since his grandfather's dead, Smith would never be born. But if Smith would never be born, how is he supposed to kill his grandfather? You see, this never-ending loop of time travel is enough to drive a loaf of bread insane. So there's a thing called the Bootstrap Paradox, and this really hurts your brain. Imagine a time traveler. This time traveler goes into a bookstore and buys a copy of Hamlet. He then travels back in time to Elizabethan England, and then gives it to William Shakespeare, who then rewrites it and republishes it as his own work. But then as time passes, the book gradually ends up in that original bookstore, but the time traveler buys it again, goes back in time and gives it to Shakespeare again. But the million-dollar question is, who wrote Hamlet? Unfortunate it would be if we never discover a secret to time travel. Surely we may not have a flux capacitor or a hot tub time machine, but we do have our minds and our imaginations, which we can use to dare dream of such occurrences. So don't be afraid to dream, guys. And as always, thanks for watching.